So now the question is, what is the response by policyholders to the insurance cases filed in Florida and Virginia? And that response is to move to transfer those cases to the MDL. So what's at stake here? Why are the policyholders filing these motions to transfer, and why are the insurance companies resisting them? One reason the motions are being filed is because policyholders want to avoid lengthy, expensive, and inconsistent coverage battles in various courts around the country. They remember the coverage battles involving other defective building products, or even construction defect litigation generally. That's taken a decade now. It's still going on. It's been lengthy. There's been duplicative discovery. And at the end of the day, we have different decisions in different courts around the country. And even within some states, the courts disagree with one another before the state Supreme Court has spoken. Policyholders perceive, whether it's true or not, that insurance companies have a litigation strategy of pushing those cases in pro-insurance company states involving smaller policyholders, or in cases where there aren't enough zeros to justify a vigorous defense. Policyholders suspect that insurers push those cases in order to shape the initial precedents with respect to a particular coverage battle. And so policyholders feel that by moving insurance cases into the MDL, the policyholders can marshal their forces and make sure to litigate vigorously the first coverage cases decided with respect to Chinese drywall. And finally, policyholders feel that if insurance cases are transferred to the MDL, that those cases will be more likely to settle. And in fact, with the insurance cases in the MDL, the underlying liability cases also would be more likely to settle. Insurers, on the other hand, are resisting this transfer. They're afraid that if a judge like Judge Fallon applies the choice of law rule of Florida or Virginia, that he may be less likely to choose the law of Florida or Virginia than would a local judge sitting in Florida or Virginia. There's a perception that local judges like to apply those tests, and just coincidentally, those tests end up choosing the local law with which the local judges are most familiar. Policyholders are afraid that when Judge Fallon, if he does apply Virginia or Florida law to a coverage dispute, that his interpretation of that law may make that law look a lot like Louisiana law, especially with respect to the pollution exclusion. And then finally, insurers are afraid that if their cases are transferred to the MDL, that they will be pressured to contribute to a global settlement of the underlying liability cases, rather than being able to litigate their cases separately at the pace that they would wish and in the jurisdictions they would wish.